Back now on Triad Today. So glad to have these two very special guests with us, and I want you to meet them right now. Lori Bates, our director, our good friend who's been here before. Scott Wierman, he's president, of course, of the Winston-Salem Foundation. Next to him, very special guest, Paula McCoy, native of Winston-Salem and a founding member of Neighbors for Better Neighborhoods, and now she is the executive director for that great organization. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Jim.
Good to see you again. Scott, I'm going to start out with you because you and I had talked before and had some emails exchanged about the Community Luncheon. When is it, where is it, and what's the purpose?
Well, Jim, this is a wonderful annual celebration the Foundation's pleased to sponsor. This year will be May the 6th, which is a Wednesday. It's always the first Wednesday in May at the Benton Convention Center from 12 to 1:30. It's a chance for the community to come together. We have typically about 1,000 individuals representing our community come together.
Oh my gosh.
It's a wonderful event.
So you don't have to be the head of a corporation or something like that?
Absolutely not. We certainly will have heads of corporations there, but we'll also have neighborhood leaders, we'll have nonprofit individuals, and just community citizens who are interested in engaging and learning more.
Now, is there a special keynote speaker or what?
Each year we use that event as a chance to inform and educate our community around topics that we think may be of interest. And this year we're really honored to have a gentleman by the name of John McKnight of Northwestern University come back to Winston. We brought him here in 1990 before we had a community meeting. He was a wonderful speaker, a wonderful researcher that is able to help kind of our community think through some other ways that we might want to transact business. So he's agreed to come back and be our keynote speaker.
You know what his topic's going to be, or has he told you?
He talks about asset-based community development.
I'm going to ask you about that in just a second. And before we go any further, and I want to get to Paul in just a second, but folks at home, I'd be remiss if I didn't get Scott to do 10 or 15 seconds just to remind people what the mission of the Winston-Salem Foundation is.
So, Jim, we're a community foundation that is about trying to build a better, stronger community. And so we partner with charitable individuals. We administer charitable funds that have been established almost exclusively by individuals, and we use those resources to support nonprofits that are on the front lines doing the important work to build a stronger community.
Like maybe Neighbors for Better Neighborhoods.
Exactly, like Neighbors for Better
That brings me to Paula. What's the mission of your organization, Paula?
Our mission is to connect people, strengthen voices, and leverage resources with community to create safe, just, and self-determined neighborhoods.
And as we said, you were one of the founding members of that great organization. I'm going to come back to you in just a second. But Scott, since you brought up the topic of asset-based community development, it's over my head. What do you mean?
Well, it's really, maybe the term is a little difficult to understand, but the concept is very basic. It's looking at the assets that individual residents and neighborhoods have and building them on those assets instead of looking at a particular situation and seeing the problems and the deficits. Let's start with
build on the assets.
Build on the assets.
Paula, how do you do that in your organization?
We bring people together, we connect them, build trusting relationships, and we do an assessment, we call it asset mapping, where we learn what their gifts, skills, and talents are, and then we help them to exchange those with the larger environment.
And all the improvements and things that can result from that. A lot of benefits to the community, right?
A lot of benefits to the community. We help them to engage in resident-led initiatives. Yeah. These are ideas that they might have to improve the quality of life in their neighborhoods.
I just think that's great. Now, we didn't mention this, but I think Paula sent me an email, and I want to put up a website and correct me, Paul, if I'm wrong, but I think it's NBN, which stands for Neighbors for Better Neighborhoods, nbncommunity.org. That's right.
That's correct.
People can go there and find out more information. Now, I also want to go back to Scott about this community luncheon because we have a graphic up on screen. Tell me once again the times of the luncheon, because we're watching on screen the community luncheon Wednesday, May 6th, how to register.
So anyone can purchase a ticket. They're $20 a ticket, and you can go to the Foundation's website, which is wsfoundation.org, and we would love to see everyone there.
All right. Paul, you going to be there?
I will be there.
See, that was a test. I wanted to see if she said she'd made other plans. We were going to have a problem. Scott and Paul, thanks for all this.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.